7 Penn Nittany Lions and the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Nittany Lions sit 16-3 on the season. The Hawkeyes are 9-12. And Kyle, it's quite a serious history these two teams have.
Yeah, 54-0 in favor of the Nittany Lions. That's a really serious stat for the Nittany Lions. The Hawkeyes have never been able to beat Penn State.
And what would it take for Iowa to win today?
Well, a key for Iowa is, they really just need to play a perfect game just to keep up with this young Nittany Lions team. They really have to come in and just focus on playing every single point. They really have nothing to play for here. They're not in the Big Ten tournament, and they just have to play every point like it's their last in this David and Goliath matchup.
And getting to the starting lineups for today for Iowa, we have Jocelyn Boyer, Courtney Vazario, Bree Orr, Greer Hughes, Adina Schmidt, and then Hallie Johnston back as the libero. For Penn State, we are seeing Joni Parker, Gabby Blossom, Jenna Hampton, Serena Gray, Allison Cathy, Caitlin Horde, and Kendall White as the libero.
If you look at that Penn State lineup right there, it's all sophomores, and then their first-team All-American senior.
And great kill by Penn State there to get that first point.
Yeah. But Kendall White, you look at her to set the dynamic, the senior in the middle, they're number 3 for Penn State to set the dynamic. She's coming back, like I said, she was a first-team All-American last year, and she looks to capitalize on even with another first team again.
And Iowa wins the point there with a deflection by Penn State. And how important is it for Iowa to get out to a fast start here and gain the lead quickly?
It's huge for Iowa to get out to lead quickly. They're in first sets. They've only 2 and 7, I think, when losing the first set. So it's huge for the Hawkeyes to get out to lead quickly against this dominant Penn State team.
Just Penn State barely gets that point there going off of a Hawkeye player.
Hallie Johnston coming in for the sub right now.
And will it be important for Iowa to get those subs in there and rotate their players to vary it up on Penn State? Penn State wins another point there. Iowa not quite able to get the ball over the net. Serena Gray back there to serve for Penn State. Ball hits off of the net. Great kill there by Caitlin Horde. She has some power behind that kill, doesn't she?
Yeah, she has some serious power behind that kill. And you look at the Hawkeyes look completely out of place. I'm surprised how hard she hit that shot right there.
And do you think it's partly the record that might be scaring some of these Hawkeyes?
Necessarily no, because you face 6 teams in the Big Ten that are ranked, so the Hawkeyes have been through the ringer. It's just, once again, being young for the Hawkeyes. They brought in the number 25th ranked recruiting class. It's Coach Brown's first year as a head coach, so it's just getting the experience and seeing what she likes as a coach and also getting her players into the system that she wants.
Gray with another kill there for Penn State.
Gray has been deadly here early. Hawkeyes have no answer for her.
Keaton Holcomb back to serve for Penn State. Clears the ball over the net. Vazario sets it. Point for the Hawks.
Huge points there for Rents. Huge point for Rents right there.
Yeah, they needed that point there. They're hanging it in there pretty good with Penn State so far in the beginning of this first set.
You see the emergence of some of these freshman Hawkeyes later throughout the season.
Slago back to serve. She sends the ball over. Gray sends a tip. Doesn't fool the Hawkeyes there. Looked like some miscommunication on the Penn State side that resulted in a point for Iowa.
Yeah, surprising point right there. The Nittany Lions really look jumbled up and confused. The Hawkeyes are holding tight right here.
Slagle back to serve again. Gray goes in for the kill and kills it.
She just elevates so far above any other of the blockers. She can just get her direct angle straight towards the ground.
Joni Parker back to serve. Gets that ace, sends it right past the Iowa defense.
As the Penn State bench celebrates.
Parker back to serve again. And she actually is 4th in the Big Ten in aces, so be watching out for that tonight.
Parker in her own right was a 3rd-team All-American last year just as a freshman.
And what is it about this young Penn State team that we're seeing?
I think it all goes back to the coach. When you look at Coach Rose, I mean, he's the most winningest coach in volleyball history, college volleyball history. He has the most wins, and he honestly is one of the greatest coaches, you could say, not just in volleyball, but one of the greatest coaches ever in any sport. Up there with the Sabins, the Belichicks, the Woodens, everywhere.
Penn State sends the ball over the net. Nice dig there by Slagle. And Gray with that kill.
You just really feel like the Hawkeyes are on their heels, saving digs and digs and digs, and they couldn't apply any pressure to Penn State. Well,
Parker back to serve. Schmidt tried to save that ball, but it goes into the net. Point for Penn State. And it's quite a scoring run that Penn State has gone on here.
Yeah, they're doing what we expected. They come out early, often and strong. You look for the Hawkeyes to hold tight. Let's see if the Hawkeyes can get some more points back in this first set because they dearly need it.
Parker sends the ball over the net. Rosario for the set. Schmidt with the kill there.
Hopefully that can lead to some momentum for the Hawkeyes here.
The libero, Hallie Johnston, is back to serve. Another kill for Penn State. Libero Kendall White back to serve for Penn State. Misread there by Amaya Jones, just whiffed on that ball.
Yeah, it was a complete miscommunication. Hopefully Coach Brown can speak some wisdom to this team.
Yep, Vicki Brown takes her first timeout, and we will step away. You're watching Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. Welcome back to BTN+. We got Penn State against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Penn State leads 12-5 right now in the first set. How is that first set looking so far for the Penn State Nittany Lions, Kyle?
Well, it looks almost exactly how we expected here, Katie. I mean, Penn State has came out and asserted their dominance.
Kendall White back to serve for Penn State. Rosario with the set. Amaya goes for the fake there. And a kill by Penn State to get that point.
These Hawkeyes have no answer. I mean, it just shows you how high some of those Penn State blockers are getting up that they can't even spike the ball down. They can't even go for a kill. They have to go for a fake right there.
Ball is sent over the net. Schmidt tries to kill it. Penn State is able to save it. Nice dig there by Johnston. Save that with just her fingertips. Unfortunately, she's not able to save that one. Penn State gets the point.
Johnston's one of the 2 juniors to really see some action. One in the starting lineup, but 2 to really see some action out of the class.
Johnston unable to save that one. Penn State gets the point. Score is now 15-5. Penn State leads. And how important will it be for Johnston to be getting those saves back there?
I mean, we've looked on the floor, and there's no Brior is out there who's one of the career leaders in assists and huge, also another junior who's huge for this Hawkeye team. And being a leader and also being a great facilitator for the team. She is 4th in program history in assists for the Hawkeyes.
Quick save there by Iowa. Got the point. Jocelyn Boyer returns to the game. She's back to serve. Sends the ball over the net. Tori Gorel in there with the kill again.
Some things you just can't teach, Katie. That ability to jump so high.
Azaria goes in to try to dig that one, but Penn State gets the point. And it looks like Iowa has the height advantage, but Penn State is, their technique is giving them the advantage in this game.
Well, you can't teach athleticism. You can't teach speed. You can't teach how high you can jump. This team is just superior athletically.
Penn State sends the ball over. And looks like ball goes off the antenna there, so Iowa gets the point. Brewer Hughes returns into the game as Adina Schmidt goes back to serve. Schmidt sends the ball over. Penn State gets the kill. Gabby Blossom goes back to serve. And she's 2nd in the Big Ten in assists with 11 assists per set. How big is that statistic for Penn State?
It's huge. When you have such great hitters, and you see the kill leaders so high. You see a couple kill leaders so high in the NCAA standings for Penn State. You're going to need someone to assist them and set them up properly.
Ball goes to a long point for Iowa. Amaya Jones goes back to serve.
Not a bad crowd in attendance today.
It's a Friday night. Get to see the Hawkeyes play at home.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Hawkeyes are the 2nd lowest attendance for volleyball in Big Ten right now. Wow, Penn State looks at the opposite, almost getting 5,000 fans a game, sitting 2nd in the Big Ten.
Hopefully that cold we have here in Iowa City will bring more fans coming in to watch these girls play.
Yeah, if you want to stay warm and want some really good Big Ten volleyball.
Jones sends the ball over. Good. Hughes goes in for the kill. Penn State's able to return it. A good deflection there by Iowa to get that point. Penn State now leads 18-10 in the first set. Jones back to serve again. And Penn State takes their first timeout in the first set. What?
How athletic Hughes is right there, too.
Jones back to serve. Sends the ball over the net. Got a kill there for Penn State. Serena Gray back to serve for the Nittany Lions. Sends the ball over the net. Set by Bazario. Kill there by Hughes. Deflects off a Penn State player there. Courtney Bazario is back to serve for the Hawkeyes. Ball goes long, point for the Nittany Lions. Do you think errors like that for Iowa will have a long-term effect in this game?
Yeah, you can't have too many mistakes against this Penn State team.
Penn State sends the ball over the net. Going for the kill. Bazario unable to save it. Penn State with the point. Iowa takes their last timeout for the set. We will take a quick break and return to you on BTN Plus. Welcome back to Carver Hawkeye Arena. Currently the Penn State Nittany Lions lead the Iowa Hawkeyes 21-11 in the first set. Holcomb back to serve for the Nittany Lions. Penn State sends the ball over. Save there by the Nittany Lions at the net. And just tipped over by Penn State, giving them the point.
You look at this Penn State team, and they're just one cohesive unit. Everyone's moving in unison, and it's pretty pretty to watch them play.
Holcomb sends the ball over. Kill there by Hughes.
Hughes is leading the Hawkeyes with 3 kills right now.
Slago comes back in for the Hawkeyes, and she's back to serve. Sends the ball over the net. Iowa tips the ball over. Diving save there by Johnston. And Penn State there with the kill. Parker, who just had that kill, is now back to serve. Got an ace there by Parker. Now set point for Penn State.
You see Parker's laser-like focus when she comes to serve.
Aces are her strong suit, and I think she'll be aiming for that with this set point here.
She looks to climb up that statistical board, and aces in the Big Ten.
Iowa sends the ball over. Penn State is able to deflect it. Penn State wins the set. Penn State won the first set 25-12. We will take a quick break and be back on BTN Plus. Welcome back to Carver Hawkeye Arena. Have some Big Ten volleyball. Penn State deflects the ball out of bounds. Iowa gets the first point of the set.
If you look at it for Penn State, Horde and Parker were the 2 catalysts for them in the first set. Both had 6 and 5 kills collectively, 11 kills total.
Big kill there for Penn State.
To go along with Parker's 2 aces.
Serena Gray back to serve for Penn State. Sends the ball over the net. Hughes goes up for the kill. Just goes out of bounds there.
Matter of inches right there.
It looked pretty close from my view here. I don't know about you, Kyle.
Yeah, we have two close views right here. That looked in. We might have to start checking with this ref right here. Yeah, we might have to make a commentator's challenge right here, Katie.
Big kill there for Iowa. You can really hear the crowd light up when they get those kills.
Like we like to say, though, the ball don't lie. So ball doesn't lie, coined by Rasheed Wallace, that usually when something bad happens your way out of chances that you get the points back.
Jones sends the ball over. Iowa tried to get that dig there, but unable to save it. Penn State gets the point.
The amount of air that some of these Penn State hitters get is out here looking like Air Jordan, Katie. It's
that looks to be key for them so far. They're getting those kills, getting it over the Iowa players' heads there.
Yeah, it's surreal how high they get. You don't really notice it on TV, as TV does not do it justice.
Penn State sends the ball into the net, point for Iowa.
Surprising error, but like I said, TV does not do it justice how high some of these girls get up. I think you would venture to say that some of these girls could definitely dunk.
Azario sends the ball over. Ball just goes just out of bounds there, point Iowa. And while Iowa doesn't have the height advantage, what will allow them to get the ball over Penn State?
I would say just consistent team play and playing together as a cohesive unit, like Penn State is. And it's really good for these blockers to maybe get some points out. Hopefully Penn State mishits a few.
Iowa unable to block at the net that time. Point for Penn State. Penn State sends the ball over. Hughes goes in for the kill. Nice dig by Penn State. And Penn State sends the ball out of bounds there, point Iowa. Slagle and Hansen come in for Iowa. Slagle back to serve. Iowa sends the ball over. There's a hard kill there by Penn State. Iowa unable to save it.
Gorell there.
And you can feel the power that Penn State has on those kills there. They're giving it 110% on every single one.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be out there.
Oh, definitely not.
Trying to dig out some of these kills.
I'm very comfortable sitting here right next to them.
No, nothing wrong with that, Katie.
Iowa sends the ball over. Goes just out of bounds, point for Penn State.
The Hawkeyes have to continue to keep it close. Stay close in the set. Maybe sneak out with the win in the set. They need to keep it close because the last set they were exactly like this. Was 5-6. Then Penn State went on a run.
Iowa sends the ball over.
They need to weather their storm.
Penn State again with that powerful kill. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Gorell with those power kills coming to Iowa.
Well, you got Gorell, you got Horde, you got Parker. All have above 6 kills each. Horde leads with the 62 kill percentage right now, but still, it can come from anywhere on this team.
And I think that's the difference we're seeing between Penn State and Iowa here. Penn State has that depth. Anyone on their team can be making that difference. Penn State with the set, send the ball over. Another successful kill for Penn State. Penn State leads the second set, currently 8-6.
You see two opposite sides, polar opposite sides of programs. I mean, you look at head coaches, first-year head coach, and then you look at Russ Rose. I mean,
he's a legend over at Penn State.
What can you say? 7 national titles. I'm going to say 14 Big Ten titles. 17 Big Ten titles. 1,246 career wins. All of those stats are the most ever.
Iowa with too many touches there, a point for Penn State. And there's something about that history of volleyball at Penn State.
I mean, it's been dominant. From 2007 to 2010, it was a stretch where they won 4 consecutive national titles. Not Big Ten titles, Katie. National titles.
Those are the big titles there.
Yeah, there's one team left.
Iowa sends the ball over. A nice slide tip there by Maya Jones.
But if you look at it, I'm sure this is how their program started. I mean, Coach Rose, when he got there, Penn State wasn't the greatest team. But the same way they had to go through their struggles, they had to pay their dues almost in a sense, that the same way the Hawkeyes had to, and they look like on the upwards here. It's tough to win in a conference with 6 ranked teams, but the Hawkeyes are.
Johnson tried to save that one, but it goes just out of bounds as she sends it over. Gabby Blossom back to serve for Penn State. Great send over there by Maya Jones, deflected off that Penn State player.
One thing you notice is 3 for Penn State. The senior,
Kendall White there.
Yeah, Kendall White never comes out of the game. I mean, you see a lot of mostly everybody on both teams switch out of the game. But Kendall White has been a mainstay for Coach Rose and this Nittany Lion team.
Hansen has a great serve there. Penn State unable to return. Penn State sends it over. Just out of the reach of an Iowa player. Point for Penn State.
This will be the first time you see Horde since the first set, so that'll be huge for the Nittany Lions.
And that says something about the Nittany Lions program there, that we haven't seen her at all in this set, and they're still putting up points.
Oh, just as I said, White comes off. Just as I said that she doesn't get subbed off, she comes off. But she's just right there, back in there. Had to get a quick water break. Got to stay hydrated.
Jones back to serve.
Right after Gray gets the kill, she comes out. It just shows you how valuable White is.
Iowa blocks that. Penn State sends it right back over with the following block. Oh, strong kill there by Hughes.
What a kill there by Hughes. Looks like she had no angle from the Penn State blockers, but she snuck it around there and spiked it hard.
Jones back to serve. Ball goes long, point for Penn State. And I was staying with Penn State here. Penn State leads only 12-11, so they kept it close through the second set so far.
Okay, there's a lot of things you see, like Iowa lose 3-0 to a lot of teams, but that's not indicative of how close the score was. I mean, you see a lot of times where they lose 22-20, a set 22-25, or a set 26-24. It's just finishing those games for the Hawkeyes.
Great win there by Iowa. Sneaks the ball past Penn State blockers.
Once again, that comes with experience, age, coaching, all of those other things, and mentality to finish.
And as you stated earlier, I mean, we're only in the first year of Vicki Brown's tenure as the head coach for Iowa. This team has a lot they can grow with and turn into.
And a very young team overall. Katie, you almost got in the action right there.
I know.
Ball to the face almost.
Ball coming our way. They should just put us on the team, Kyle.
Nah, they're looking at you for the kill, Katie. Got to dig it out.
Visario sends that ball long.
Zarius has struggled to serve. 2 errors on both of her serves.
I mean, as we talked about earlier in the game, those errors are going to be key. You know, it could be the difference between winning a set 26-24 or losing it.
Completely agree.
Penn State sends the ball over. Hughes goes in for the kill. Another massive kill for Hughes there.
The Hawkeyes have come to play the second set with a lot of energy from the stands and a lot more energy from the Hawkeye bench and the team itself.
I'll tell you what, these fans want the upset today. Slagle serves. Penn State sends it over. Kill there for Penn State to get the point. Horde got the kill there, and she leads the Big Ten in hitting percentage. That's big for Penn State.
But then you look at it again, Horde just came out for Gray there, so it's just a strict rotation of keeping their players fresh.
White sends it over. Iowa tries to save the ball there, just too far out of the reach of Slagle.
Yeah, Slagle's got to be careful there, not falling off the end of the basketball court. There's a huge dip off.
White serves. Visario with the set. Penn State immediately sends the ball back over. Point for Penn State. Iowa takes the first time out of the set. And we will take a quick break. You're watching Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. Welcome. Yeah, that's what they call a must-win point.
I mean, you look at the stats right here, though. Hughes is the only one who's above 5 kills for Iowa, or has more than 2 kills for Iowa. So it's been Iowa's defense and Penn State's errors that have led to a close set this set.
And you can see the excitement from Iowa on those celebrations there.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it also in the stands. I mean, I see a guy going crazy with the Sriracha costume on him. It's the day after Halloween. He's coming to the Hawkeyes with the Sriracha costume on.
Halloween never ends here in Iowa City. Keep it going all weekend long.
No, there's not much else to do here, then.
Penn State back to serve. And Iowa gets the point with the deflection off Penn State. Jocelyn Boyer comes back into the game for the Iowa Hawkeyes. She's back to serve. Sends the ball over the net. I was able to get up and block that one for the point.
This defense has been huge, as I said. Amaya has been huge. Amaya and Hughes have been tremendous this set.
And you can see their footwork there working to get over for that block. Iowa sends the ball over. A kill there from Gray to give Penn State the point. Blossom back to serve for Penn State. Iowa sends the ball over. Deflects off a Penn State player to give Iowa the point.
You see this scrappy Iowa team just continuing to fight every single point.
I think that's one thing we're seeing this game is the fight that Iowa has. An unfortunate error there on the serve to send it into the net.
That's 2 errors in the set for Iowa.
Gray's back to serve for Penn State.
5 errors for Penn State this set, and 2 errors for Iowa this set.
Iowa has to send the ball over. Johnston tries to get a dig on that one, but is unsuccessful.
Rocket from Parker. Wow.
We're seeing pure power here from this Penn State team.
That looked like an old Shaq slam dunk. Wow, I would not want to be underneath that one.
Definitely not. Iowa takes their last timeout for this set. We will take a quick break, and we will be back on BTN Plus. Welcome back to Iowa City and Carver Hawkeye Arena. We got a close matchup here today between Iowa Hawkeyes and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State currently leads 20-19 in the second set. Gray back to serve for Penn State. That timeout could be another huge one for Iowa there if they're able to secure this point. Unable to do that. It almost looks like we're seeing some miscommunication on the Iowa side there. Unsure of who's going to get the ball.
Yeah, it looks like miscommunication back there in the back. Surprised Johnston didn't sort it all out.
Hughes goes in for the kill. Penn State's able to save it. You can see them targeting Hughes on that side there for the kills. As we've already seen, she's been huge for this game and gets them another point there.
Yeah, Hughes has been huge for the game, leading the Hawkeyes in kills with 7 kills, or 8 kills, excuse me.
Jones back to serve for Iowa. Just gets it over the net. Penn State tips it over. Go back to Hughes for that kill. Jones unable to get a dig on that one. Point for Penn State.
The Hawkeyes have been so much more aggressive this set, having 11 kills this set as opposed to only 7 in the last set. So it's nice to see them get out and attack as opposed to last set. I felt like they were always on their heels.
Yeah, those kills will be key to winning those points and staying in this game for Iowa. Penn State back to serve. Penn State barely saves that from Hughes. Bezario with the set, back to Hughes. Iowa tries to save it, but just goes out of bounds. Point for Penn State.
You don't know if Coach Brown maybe should have saved that timeout for a little bit later on. Once again, let's see how the Hawkeyes finish the set. It has been a problem for them all year long.
I think that's where we'll see the true colors of the Hawkeyes and the grit that they have is in these later parts of the set.
I don't think it has less to do with grit, Aaron, and just more to do with being, like we said, being a young team.
Big kill for Penn State there.
And unable, mentally to flip that switch and really finish these sets off.
And I think that's something that's going to grow with this program as, they get older, more experienced in the
game. Definitely.
Sciorra sends that ball just long.
Because the 4-point lead that the Nittany Lions took is the most they have in this whole set.
And it's set point for them. They'll have a couple of set points here. Currently 24-21.
This is a huge serve for Iowa. They're serving just 2 errors on both of her serves. So let's see if she can get this across. It's a huge serve. Look, she takes a big breath.
Sends it over. Almost looks like a misplay there for Penn State.
Wow, maybe I jinxed the whole thing there, here, Katie.
You know what they say, it's the announcer's jinx there. Can't be calling anything.
No, you really can't here.
Zario goes to serve again. Sends the ball over. Johnston with a one-arm save.
What a save by Johnston there. Another great save. Hughes is doing her best to get it over those big defenders. Hughes, Johnston with another save.
Big rally here for both teams.
This is exciting. Oh,
Penn
man.
State prevails. They have that height and those blockers right on the net there. They win the second set, 25-22.
The university, it would be all the players, 14 or 15 players, and they'll all be back on the bus driving to Minnesota, driving to Iowa, which is...
That's a drive to do for Penn State.
Yeah,
you and I have taken that drive a couple of times,
Yeah.
and that's no easy feat.
It's a really humbling experience that's led to great things for his teams.
And what would be the key here for Iowa to try to save this match?
Just get the crowd in and get the energy, get the momentum going. You have nothing to lose. You're down 2-0. You got your top-ranked team, Penn State team. You haven't won a game ever against Penn State. I mean, try to come out here and win a set. Just win a set, get that momentum, take it 1 point at a time. There's nothing much else they can do.
Blossom back to serve to start this third set. A miss there by Gray. Those errors are going to be key for this game and turning momentum here. Jones back to serve. Some missed hits there by Iowa to give Penn State the point. Gray back to serve. Iowa just able to save the ball there. Penn State tips the ball over the net for the point. Seeing another couple good digs there by the libero, Hallie Johnston.
Yeah, she is diving all over the place. Leading the Hawkeyes.
Rosario tries to send it over. Hughes with a massive hit. Penn State able to save it. Another save by Johnston. And good block there for Clayton and Hughes on that line.
Yeah, you see Hughes' power. It's the first time you've seen that type of power from an Iowa player.
Rosario back to serve. Ball hits off the net but goes to the Penn State side. Iowa attempts to get that dig there but unsuccessful. Lauren Clark back to serve for the Nittany Lions. Penn State tips the ball over. Iowa tips it right back. Massive kill there for Caitlin Horde. Seeing the pure power of Penn State.
The duo of Horde and Parker, which has been unstoppable for the Nittany Lions.
Hughes there goes in for the kill. It's really been a battle between Horde and Hughes on that line between Penn State and Iowa.
The big difference is Hughes must be tired by the end of the set. Penn State keeps on rotating some of these girls, keep them fresh. Huge has to stay in there because of the lack of depth.
We have a net violation by Penn State there to give the point to Iowa. Slagle and Hansen come back into the game for the Hawkeyes. Got some great music playing in here today, Kyle.
Yeah, nothing like a little bit Shakira.
Slagle goes to serve.
And then again, I think that just goes with it being loose.
Gives that home court advantage there. That honestly, Kyle, we might have to start turning this into a karaoke night.
No, we would not like to see that. As much as I like you, Katie, I don't know how well you sing.
I'll tell you, not very well. Penn State sends it over. Big kill there. Parker back to serve for Penn State. Another big ace there for Parker.
Like I said earlier, she just has a different focus when it comes to serving.
You can tell she's really keyed into the game and the movements for her serve.
She puts it right almost on that back line every time. When you think it's going out, it's not.
That whole setup there, quick kill for Horde.
Yeah, which was set up by Parker from a great serve.
And I think that's that communication that's so important here that we've seen in this game.
Yeah, I don't even think it's communication. I think they're just getting so worried about her getting an ace from her shot that they're saying, all right, we got to save anything that comes our way now.
Big block there for Iowa.
Renson Clayton, I mean, these young Hawkeyes, aside from finishing points, have a lot to look forward to in the future.
Yeah.
A lot to look forward.
And one thing I've noticed from the games that we've covered here so far is that every point they're excited. You know, it's not just trying to get this upset against Penn State. It's just the excitement of getting a point and playing the game that they love that we're seeing in this Hawkeye team. White back to serve for Penn State. Sends the ball over. Rosario setting it. Penn State just able to send that ball over the net.
Hit the net, man. So this is a long point here. Uh-oh.
There's good volley on both sides there. Honestly, I'm not sure how Penn State sent that one ball over.
No, I'm surprised the official didn't want to get out of the way right there. If it was me, I would have jumped it right out of the seat up top there.
Iowa sends it over. Oh, great dig there by Johnston. Four contacts for Iowa there, point to Penn State.
You see Johnson really trying to get her teammates pumped up. The junior has really looked as a leader out here for the Hawkeyes.
And she's been key to this game so far. Just able to get a fingertip on that one. Iowa able to save it again. And ball out for a Hawkeye. Excuse me, a Penn State point. Looks like it might have deflected off an Iowa player.
It's a heartbreaker for the Hawkeyes.
It looks like Brown may be challenging this one.
Yep.
That was definitely close there to see whether it went off a Hawkeye player or not.
The first challenge of the game.
We will step away for a moment and come back after this break. We're about to come back from that challenge. They confirm the call. Point for Penn State there.
Coach Brown can sense that was a huge point.
Yeah,
As the Hawkeyes look to keep it close.
Penn State currently leads 11-6. Still a relatively close game, but we're points away from it slipping away from the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I mean, 5 points is huge. And for a young Hawkeyes team, I mean, you don't know what that could do to your psyche. You're just thinking, oh, do I just let it go or continue to fight?
Iowa sends the ball into the net there. Point for Penn State.
I mean, the Hawkeyes can either lay down right now or continue to fight. That's what it comes down to right now.
Yeah, I think the next couple of points will really reveal some truths about this Hawkeye team. Penn State sends it over. Hansen goes for the kill. Just flips it over that Penn State defensive line there. Excuse me, ball goes off of the antenna there, point for Penn State.
Just like the teams, this officiating unit has to be in unison together.
You can see Brown talking to head referee about that call. It looks like she might be challenging this one as well.
We're getting another coach's challenge back to back.
And how important will this challenge be to win for Iowa?
To win the game?
To win this point, how important will that be for the game as a whole?
To win this point, to be honest with you, I do not think it changes the outcome of the match. But once again, like we said, this young Hawkeye team, you need to take any type of victory, moral or whatever victory you can take away from this game. I mean, you're young, first-year head coach against a powerhouse program like Penn State, and you can see that did hit off the antenna right there, as the Hawkeyes will be giving up this point. But it just goes back to finishing out the set. They have to finish out this set.
We will step away for a quick moment. You are watching Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. Welcome back. It is just determined that Penn State gets that point. Was that more of a strategic call to give her players a rest there?
You can look at Parker shouting directions up to her front line, her defense.
Hansen tips the ball over, goes just out of bounds. Point for Penn State.
It was 6-10 when she challenged the first. Had her first challenge.
I can definitely feel the momentum swing to Penn State here. Another nice dig by Johnston. Jones able to send that ball over with a powerful kill. Hughes is back in for the Hawkeyes. We'll see if she's able to turn the tide a bit for these Iowa Hawkeyes. Penn State sends the ball over. Iowa unable to keep it in. Point for Penn State.
Penn State has 42 kills to Iowa's 22 kills. They have 3 players in double-digit kills. Iowa has none.
Another attack off the antenna there, point for Penn State. I think that's where we're seeing the big difference between these teams with those kills.
Iowa still looks to be positive.
I think that's what you have to do in a game like this. Can't lose sight of the goal.
Yeah, Jones, after the miss, was still smiling. She turned around and gave Coach Brown a little smile and a smirk. I guess that's just...
I think it shows the attitude of the team, you know?
Well,
it shows that they have a lot more to learn, and they know that.
Yeah, and I think that's the way the coach is coaching, too. Because some coaches, at least coaches I've had in the past, there's 2 different types of coaches. There's coaches that encourage you to get better, players coaches, and then there's coaches who expect utmost of the highest discipline. You see Coach Brown up in adamant with her coach, adamant with her players, around her players, encouraging her players. Well, as you see, Coach Rose, he's not moved from his seat until the changing of sets.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing two different coaching styles here. And
Definitely.
as stated, one has very experienced head coach, one's new to the program.
Well, then if you look at it, he has two assistant coaches that have been head coaches respectively in their own right. One at Virginia, UVA, and the other coached at Penn College. So, I mean, their assistant coaches get up and display what he wants, but it's almost like that Phil Jackson mentality if you've seen it, the Zen Master.
Iowa sends the ball over.
But I bet during his first year as a first-year head coach, he was, I'm sure, standing up, encouraging his players.
Hughes goes for the kill.
Or maybe those long bus rides built enough bond between him and his players. A lot of time and a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Iowa takes a timeout. Penn State currently leads the third set 18-9. We will step away for a quick moment. You're watching Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. Iowa coming back from their first time out of this set. Penn State goes to serve. Point for Penn State.
This is a far cry from Iowa's last set.
You can almost feel the momentum swing there. Another big kill there for Penn State.
It's Horde at 11 kills today. Her, Parker, and Grinnell all in double digits.
Clayton had a big kill there to give Iowa the point. Rosario back to serve.
Wow, did you see her hang up in the air? She's got the 23 on. Looks like MJ out here. Hanging up in the air.
Horde's getting that air. They're able to do a little trickery and send it over.
I think that everyone in the stands field, or definitely at the Hawkeyes players field.
Had me fooled there.
Yeah, my head going back and forth.
She'll give you a little bit of whiplash. Powerful kill there for the Hawkeyes. Slay go back to serve for the Hawkeyes. Another kill by Horde there. Parker back to serve.
Oh, rare miss there from Parker.
Yeah. And you can see how that fired up the Iowa team.
Yeah, the ace machine over there shows disappointment. You can see it in her face right now. The disappointment she's got from that serve.
Powerful kill there by Horde. Libero White back to serve. Full effort there by Penn State. See one of their players tumble over there.
Parker was going all out. That's one thing, again, like you see from her, like a laser focus. You know, some athletes just have that focus about them. When you think of focus in athletes, you obviously think of Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. And she has that type of focus. You can look at it in her face where some of the athletes out here, it's a different type of focus for her. Some people are loose. People get loose, smile, laugh, joke, and other people are really, really serious people.
Substitution for Penn State.
Mamba-like focus.
It's key to winning these games. Boyer back to serve. Dig there for Penn State. Penn State tips it over. Nice block by Iowa. Penn State just able to get that over the net.
What a play.
Can feel both teams fighting for the point here.
What a play by the Hawkeyes right there. You can hear it in the stands.
Carver Hawkeye Arena is fired up after that big volley. You see the grit from both teams trying to keep the ball alive and win that point.
All 1,800 are on their feet right now. Wow.
Boyer serves it over. Big block there by Jones and Bazario.
Talk about this is the way you finish. A young team, this is the way you're supposed to finish. Penn State already thinks they won it. Coach Rose stands up. He only wants the starters.
Takes a timeout to have his team regroup. We will step away for a moment. You're watching Big Ten Volleyball on BTN+. Welcome back. We've got a Big Ten Volleyball matchup between Penn State and Iowa. Penn State currently leads 23-16 in the third set. Jocelyn Boyer back for Iowa to serve. Sends it over. Penn State just tips it over. And none of the three Hawkeyes going for it are able to get a finger on the ball there.
Yeah, you see three Hawkeyes diving for it. You would think it's... I mean, it's just really good to see that from Iowa, to be honest with you. I mean, three Hawkeyes going all out, diving for loose balls.
And we got a match point here for Penn State. Hansen sends it over. It's a big win for Iowa. Hansen back to serve for Iowa. Penn State sends it over, blocked there by Iowa. And Hughes with the kill.
Hughes gets to 10 kills on the night for the Hawkeyes.
You were talking earlier about the hops that Penn State has. Hughes has a couple of her own there.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Hughes is probably the shortest person on the front right there, and she's making herself heard.
Great serve there by Hansen to get the point. Iowa putting together a little rally here to stay in the game.
Blossom has 44 assists on the day.
She is the assist queen on this team.
Got to be able to distribute.
And Penn State with the kill there. That will end the third set. Penn State wins the game 3-0 in 3 sets. And what was the key for Penn State winning the game today, Kyle?
The key, as you see the players shaking hands here, is just limit their errors. Now the streak is up to 55-0 now. I mean, Yeah, Penn State just came out and did what they were supposed to. Forced the point, kept the Hawks